When you think of McDonald's, the first images that probably come to mind are golden fries, the Big Mac, and the smiling Happy Meal box. It's the world's most recognizable fast food brand, and for many, it's the very definition of quick service. But here's the twist. McDonald's isn't just a fast food company. In fact, calling it a burger business is only half the truth. The deeper you look, the more you'll see that McDonald's is something else entirely. This is the story of who really owns McDonald's, and why the answer has less to do with burgers and more to do with real estate, money, and power. The origins. Burgers and a big idea. The story begins in 1940 with brothers Richard and Maurice McDonald. They opened a small drive-in restaurant in San Bernardino, California, and quickly revolutionized food service with their speedy service system. This was the fast food model before fast food even had a name. Streamlined kitchens, limited menus, and lightning quick preparation. People weren't just getting burgers, they were getting efficiency. In 1954, a milkshake machine salesman named Ray Kroc visited the brothers. He was astonished by their operation. While the McDonald brothers were content running a single restaurant, Kroc saw the bigger picture. He believed the model could spread across America, maybe even the world. In 1955, he opened the first McDonald's franchise in Des Plaines, Illinois, and soon after, he established the McDonald's Corporation. This was the beginning of what would become one of the largest business empires on Earth. But here's the secret Ray Kroc realized. The future of McDonald's wasn't in burgers, it was in land. Ray Kroc's masterstroke, becoming the landlord. Running a restaurant is risky. Customer tastes change, ingredients fluctuate in cost, and economic downturns can sink even well-loved establishments. Ray Kroc needed a model that would keep McDonald's financially strong no matter how many burgers sold. His solution was simple, but genius. Own the land beneath the restaurants. In 1956, he created the Franchise Realty Corporation. This company purchased or leased land, then rented it to franchisees who wanted to operate a McDonald's. That meant if you wanted the golden arches on your building, you weren't just paying for fries and branding, you were paying rent directly to McDonald's. Kroc once said, "We are not in the hamburger business. We are in the real estate business." That strategy still drives the company today. McDonald's owns or controls most of the land and buildings for its restaurants worldwide. Franchisees don't just pay royalties, they pay rent. And that rent often provides McDonald's with more stable, long-term income than burger sales ever could. The real estate empire. Let's talk numbers because the scale of McDonald's real estate empire is staggering. As of today, McDonald's owns property valued at over $40 billion globally. It collects more than $13 billion a year in rent and franchise fees. By comparison, the revenue from company-operated restaurants is far less profitable. Think of some of the iconic McDonald's locations: Times Square in New York, the Champs-Élysées in Paris, Tokyo's busy Ginza district. These aren't just restaurants, they're some of the most valuable commercial real estate plots on Earth. And McDonald's doesn't just have one or two of them, it has thousands, spread across over 100 countries. For investors, this makes McDonald's incredibly attractive. Owning McDonald's stock isn't just about fast food, it's about holding a piece of a global real estate portfolio that stretches across the most valuable markets on the planet. Who actually owns McDonald's? Now we get to the real question, who owns McDonald's? On paper, it's a publicly traded company listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol MCD. That means everyday investors can buy shares. But in reality, the majority ownership sits in the hands of large institutional investors. The three biggest shareholders are Vanguard Group, BlackRock, and State Street, the so-called Big Three asset managers who collectively control trillions of dollars in global assets. Between them, they own significant stakes in McDonald's, giving them enormous influence over the company's direction. These same firms also hold shares in most major U.S. corporations, from Apple to Coca-Cola, meaning they wield a quiet but undeniable power over the economy. So, if you thought McDonald's belonged to the franchisees flipping burgers, think again. In reality, ownership is concentrated in the hands of powerful financial institutions and a network of shareholders who may never step foot inside a McDonald's kitchen. Franchisees, owners, or tenants. Of course, franchisees are also part of the ownership puzzle. McDonald's operates on a franchise model, where independent business people pay to run restaurants under the brand. But here's the catch. They don't really own their restaurants outright. They're more like tenants. A McDonald's franchisee pays an upfront franchise fee, ongoing royalties based on sales, and most importantly, rent to McDonald's for the building and land. In many cases, rent is one of the largest expenses. That means McDonald's profits whether a location sells 1,000 Big Macs or just 100. The franchisee takes on the operational risk, while McDonald's, as landlord, enjoys a steady income stream. This dynamic has caused tension over the years. Some franchisees argue that McDonald's exerts too much control and leaves little room for profit margins. Others say the brand power and guaranteed customer base make it worthwhile. But the key fact remains. Franchisees may run the restaurants, McDonald's owns the real estate beneath their feet. Why this model works. So why has McDonald's thrived while so many other fast food chains have struggled? The answer lies in the resilience of its model. During recessions, people may cut back on eating out, but rent still gets paid. During supply chain crises, when ingredient costs skyrocket, McDonald's revenue from franchise fees remains stable. Even in the face of changing tastes, plant-based menus, healthier options, the company's foundation is its property empire, not its menu. It's a system designed for survival. The food may evolve, the ads may change, but the land remains. That's why McDonald's has been able to weather global economic storms, cultural shifts, and waves of competition. Beyond burgers, McDonald's is a brand, of course. We can't ignore the branding power of McDonald's. The Golden Arches are more recognizable worldwide than the Christian Cross or the Olympic rings. The company has carefully crafted itself as more than a restaurant. It's a cultural icon. From sponsoring the Olympics to launching viral marketing campaigns, McDonald's has embedded itself into global culture. But branding is the lure. The brand gets customers through the doors, but the real money is being made in the leasing agreements signed behind closed doors. This is why Wall Street investors love McDonald's. Not because of nostalgia for Happy Meals, but because of the strength of the underlying business model. Critics and controversies. That doesn't mean everything is golden under the arches. McDonald's has faced criticism for unhealthy food, labor disputes, and environmental concerns. Critics argue that the corporation prioritizes profits over nutrition, paying workers low wages while enriching shareholders. Others question the sustainability of its global real estate and agricultural footprint. And franchisees themselves have sometimes clashed with corporate headquarters. In 2020, for example, U.S. franchisees accused McDonald's of imposing costly technology upgrades and menu changes, cutting into their already thin margins. The landlord-tenant dynamic can create friction even if the overall system works. The illusion of ownership. So who really owns McDonald's? Is it the family that runs your local franchise, the investors who buy shares, or the corporate executives in Chicago where McDonald's headquarters sits? The truth is that McDonald's is owned on multiple levels. Franchisees run the daily operations. Shareholders and giant investment firms hold the financial stakes, and the corporation itself owns the land, turning restaurants into revenue streams long after the fries are gone. This layered structure is what makes McDonald's so powerful and so misunderstood. It's not just a fast food giant, it's a real estate titan disguised as a restaurant chain, a financial machine wrapped in the smell of French fries. Closing thoughts. The next time you pull up to a McDonald's drive-thru, look past the menu board. Think about the land beneath the building, the rent being paid by the franchisee, the investors on Wall Street cashing dividends, and the massive empire of property deals stretching across continents. That's the real McDonald's story, because when you peel back the layers, the burgers are just a front, the fries are just a hook, the Happy Meal toys are just branding. What McDonald's truly owns, and what truly owns McDonald's, is land, contracts, and an empire of property that dwarfs the importance of what's on the menu. So who really owns McDonald's? The answer is not the person flipping your burger, not even the smiling franchise owner behind the counter. It's owned by shareholders, asset managers, and most of all, by a business model that turned real estate into a golden empire. Because McDonald's was never about the burgers. And once you see that, you'll never look at those golden arches the same way again.